your host, and welcome back to the podcast. In this episode, I want to talk about maintaining weight loss because it can be so tough for so many people. And as a result, lots of people fall back into the trap of yo-yo dieting. The ultimate goal when we start a diet isn't really just about shedding the pounds. It's about keeping them off for good, and that's the sign of a successful diet. That means that when we start a diet, we should be looking for long-term commitment to changing your lifestyle. So we shouldn't be focusing on the benefits of the short-term diet. We need to find a way to change how we live our lives. So what's the key to success? Really, it's about focusing less on the scales and more on how you feel. So instead, focus on building healthy routines, new routines that make healthy habits part of your new normal lifestyle. Because if you finish your diet, you finish the calorie deficit and you go back to your old habits, and that's what most people do, that's why you end up right back where you started. So when you start a diet, it is so easy to get motivated by that initial drop on the scales. So you see the numbers go down and it feels great. But once those scales stop moving, that's when the real work begins. The truth is, keeping up a level of deprivation, which is what it feels like if you're on a big calorie deficit, keeping up that deprivation permanently without seeing further scale rewards because you've hit your goal weight, that can feel like you're stuck in a plateau. Anyone that's been stuck in a plateau will tell you that it can be really demotivating. And that's why yo-yo dieting is so common. Without the gratification that you get, the hard work just feels so much harder. And many people end up reverting back to their old habits. So you need to find ways, you need to find those healthy habits that don't make your new lifestyle feel hard. You need to find ways to enjoy it, to find things that you enjoy doing. The key to a long-term fat loss is not about the scales. The scale, yes, it's a great motivator and a gauge for progress, but the real focus has to be on those behavioural changes and the routines that you establish whilst you're on your diet. So it's about those meals that you learn to enjoy, or the ability to make good choices for yourself most of the time. Those are the habits that are going to allow you to lose the weight and keep it off. If you struggled in the past and you are a little bit of a serial yo-yo dieter and you are fed up with it, here are the key behavioural changes that you have to focus on making part of your daily life for the long term. I don't think any of these are going to come as a surprise to you. The first one is around staying active. You have to make physical activity a non-negotiable in your life. So whether that's a certain amount of steps a day, walking to work, walking to pick the kids up from school, whether it's lifting weights, cycling, Pilates, yoga, doing some classes with a friend, mixing it up to keep things interesting. You have to find ways to do that moving forward. It is so important. Practicing mindful eating, that does sound a bit woo-woo, but in reality, it simply means paying attention to what and how much you eat. It's an awareness thing, making those conscious choices rather than eating out of habit or emotion. Finding a way of eating that works for you, that does include your fruits, your vegetables, your lean proteins, being more aware of portion sizes to avoid overeating, and identifying any triggers that impact you and cause you to snack mindlessly, whether for you that's stress, boredom, or a soother of some other sort. And you need to work on those. Once you know what they are, you can be aware of them and work towards only eating when you're genuinely hungry. As you move forward, keeping track of your progress is what helps you stay accountable for the long term. Now, that doesn't mean you need to weigh in every day or even every week, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you track everything that you eat. What you have to do is find a way of checking in with yourself that works for you to help you catch those small gains before they become big problems. So it could be paying attention to how your clothes fit. It might be a monthly weigh-in. If your clothes start feeling tighter or the weigh-in is showing up some unwanted changes, It's about knowing and understanding that panic and quick fix diet is not the answer. But if you make small adjustments to your diet and activity level, doubling down on your healthy habits for a week or so, it's better than months of restrictive dieting. Quality sleep is often overlooked in weight maintenance, but it is essential. And as we get older, our sleep gets impacted a lot. Poor sleep, it disrupts your hormones, and that can lead to increased cravings for unhealthy foods. Why deliberately set yourself up for a craving the next day? Do everything you can to set a sleep schedule. Go to bed, wake up the same time every day, even on the weekends. Create a sleep-friendly environment. Get your bedroom dark, quiet, and cool. Limit your caffeine if it affects you badly, and your screen time. We all know what we should be doing, but it's about making that routine, that positive routine, part of your life. Yes, you can go out. Yes, you can have a late night every now and again, but know what its impact's going to be and do your best to make sure that you minimise the times that happens. Another really good way of staying on track is having a routine. Starting a morning and or an evening routine when you start on a diet helps you build those positive behaviours. A solid morning routine will set you up for a positive tone for the day, and it doesn't have to be complicated. There isn't a fixed formula for this. It could be a yoga flow. It could just be having a piece of fruit with your breakfast and a glass of water, or even just 5 minutes of deep breathing. Literally anything positive that you can do in the morning that makes you feel better. And it's about finding what works for you. The key is to start your day with something that reinforces your commitment to look after yourself. And then once you've got a routine, remember, it's perfectly okay to tweak it from time to time so you can refocus on what you need at that time. It's never a bad idea to start your day with a positive reinforcement of your healthy lifestyle. One of the key benefits of coaching is that it helps you learn what you need to know to maintain your weight for the long term. It's there to help you realise that there are no quick fixes. It is all about lifestyle changes and understanding what works for you over time. And that can be different for everyone. So it's about helping you understand yourself a little bit better and develop the sustainable habits so you can tailor your eating and exercise routines to your lifestyle and teach you how to adjust your approach as needed to meet your needs as they change so that you can stay on track. For my coaching, it's important that we focus on all of those areas I've already mentioned. So staying active, practicing mindfulness around eating, being conscious about what we're eating. It's about regularly checking in with yourself, however that is. It's about getting enough sleep, and it's about having some solid routines, morning and or evening routines, so that you can learn about yourself and you can make those healthy habits the new norm so that you can keep the weight off for good. If you are a yo-yo dieter, I hope this episode has helped you figure out maybe some of the areas that you've neglected in the past, some areas that you can focus on moving forward to help you get to the point where you can see that a focus on the scales is not the route to long-term weight loss. If you're struggling to maintain your weight loss, if you're constantly find that you're a yo-yo dieter, reach out. I am here to help you do what I can to make those healthy habits stick. So you can follow me on Instagram or you can check out my one-to-one services. All the details are in the show notes below. Until next time, bye.